G'day. Well, this is the Bee Noob, and we're still waiting on our bees. They're going to arrive soon. But I've been just prepping this. Well, I've been prepping this nuke, and I've been prepping this deep for the arrival of the bees. I sprayed honeybee something. I can't remember the name of it at the moment. One day I'll get it all right. But these bees are having a feast. They're getting right into it. And I'm quite happy with that, because they're leaving pheromones. Occasionally they're lifting their rear end up and spraying, probably saying, hey, come here, there's a feed here. Get some of our mates here and get into this stuff. But if they're leaving a pheromone, that's telling me that when I do get my bees, they're going to be quite happy, because I just have basically plastic foundation, and I did add a bit of wax on it, but I only got flies around here. At least I can get a fly collection maybe. But yeah, just put a bit of this stuff on, and it's not really bee weather at the moment. It's quite windy, and it's I didn't expect to see any today actually, but it's pretty good that I am seeing them. Seen a couple of wild bees around as well, just hovering around. This is all exciting, you know. As I said before in one of my videos, is my wife and I did a course, and we're learning a lot, and we're going to see what we can come up with. I'm just enjoying these close-ups of how these guys are behaving and what they're doing. They're pretty calm at the moment. I mean, my camera's only about 6 inches away. I've only got a phone camera at the moment, and I don't even know how to reverse it onto myself at the moment. Some have been going into there and having a quick look. I did spray the frames a bit as well, but these are just the first steps, you know, getting sort of practice runs in a way, getting used to being around the bees. And I'm originally from Australia, as you can probably tell by my accent. Most of you might think I'm English, because I don't have that real broad Australian accent and speak through my nose. I've got a Sydney accent, grew up at Bondi Beach, but lived in Canada now 11 years, and getting near retirement. And so we're sort of thinking, what type of fun can we have, you know, in retirement? And I think beekeeping is one of the most relaxing things you can do. I think it's very healthy to do, and I'm kind of looking forward to it, you know. I mean, maybe it's all going to be a washout, who knows. But I've tried a lot of things in my life, and I'm a bit of a jack of all trades, and I think something like this is going to keep me occupied for quite a while. Now there's a fly. That one's a bee type fly. He's not a bee, but he makes pretend he's a bee, but he's a fly, and he's got the same colors as a bee. And basically he does that so he can go up and probably rob hives for the sugars and things, or whatever he can get, honey or whatever. But yeah, he's a sneaky bugger. But these are what I'm interested in. These little fellas. I just love them. Always have. You know, my first experience, you know, like I said, I grew up at Bondi, and stupid me as a kid, I heard bees and I went, aha, I'm going to go and have a look where this hive is. And I saw this hive for the very first time in my life. And being a naive little brat, I thought, I'll get this stick and I'll see if I can poke the hive, stick my head underneath, and maybe some honey's going to drip out and I'll catch it. Well, guess what? That didn't work out too well. Caught a bee in my long hair, because in those days, you know, I was a surfer and had pretty long hair. and I caught a bee right in my hair, and I freaked. And I had this stick that I was poking the hive with, and I'm running around like a nutcase, smacking myself on the head with this stick. And everyone out there must have thought, what's this lunatic kid doing? He's running around and he's smacking himself on the head with a stick. And I was freaking. I'm running everywhere, and then we had a school next door to it, right next door to the school I went to. So I ran into there, still whacking my head with a stick, and trying to kill this bee, but missing every time. And then finally I got myself into the washroom there and stuck my head under the tap, and all the water's flushing down, and there's bees going in my hair, and finally I felt the sting, and it got me, and then it dropped into the water. Like, you know, a second later it may have dropped in the water. I wouldn't have been stung, it would have been fine. So not only did I have probably 50 lumps on my head, looking like a total goat, I had a sting as well. And so that was my first bee experience, and it wasn't my first bee experience, yes. And mind you, my first beer experience was probably worse than that. But that's the stupid things you do as a kid. I loved it. Looking back, didn't love it at the time, but I have a good laugh when I think about it. I told my wife, and she sort of had a good laugh about it too. I've never been scared of them though, you know, like I still go up to hives, I'll walk right up to them, and I've never been scared of them. And I think if you're calm around bees, and don't quote me on this because there's going to be a lot of people that say, nah, you're wrong, I always get that. I think if you're calm around bees, they're going to be calm around you. And you just got to put out this Buddhist type attitude, you know, Om Nishwa, whatever. And maybe they sort of home in on that, and they don't sting you or start attacking you. Because I have been next to quite a lot of hives and never been stung. But you will see when I am starting on this, I will be racked up like a tank. You know, I'll have everything on. My smoker, my gear, everything. And then slowly I'll take my gloves off and eventually get used to touching them and all that type of stuff. Anyway, that's all for me for the moment. Sorry I couldn't turn this camera around because I don't know how it works in professional mode or whatever. Anyway, I'm not a sight to look at the moment. I had a late night, and I'm not thoroughly dressed, so you wouldn't want to see that either. I'm not naked though. That would look pretty silly, sitting in front of a beehive naked. Anyway, have a good day, folks. Hope you subscribe to my videos, because I think I'm going to be putting more out as I learn. And maybe some of you guys can learn with me. I'll make the mistakes, you can laugh, and just don't do what I do. Take care, folks.